Hello, listeners. This is your favorite program on corruption, Voice of the Priest Against Corruption. It is a program of the Palace of Priest Assemblies, mobilizing Christians against corruption in Nigeria, known as M.O.C.A.C 2.0, with strong support from the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation. My name is Ocheme, and I'm your host on this wonderful program. Last week, I was privileged to be in the studio with a wonderful guest in the person of Dr. Ejiro Joyce Otive-Igbuzor, who took us through an interesting ride. Today I'm not alone, as we'll be back together to continue from where we stopped last week. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Oga Pastor, this one way they look your watch, so hope you all is well.
I don't late for one important waka, but thank God say they move.
No worry, make I just turn follow this side. I don't want track with you. Carry your center there, sharp.
What did they do? Why you won't go follow one way?
Oga Pastor, make you take a music here, no be church. See now, everybody they turn around.
No be everybody they turn, my friend. You fit turn now go cause another kasala for that side, or even worse, cause accident wey fit kpai person. Every corrupt thing wey we do get the yawa way they follow am.
Pastor, which one will become corruption again?
See, when you see something where you suppose no do, can't do am, that one na sin. Or for this case, corruption. No break traffic rule, no give bribe, no jump queue. My brothers and sisters, make we help Nigeria fight corruption. Make we dey accountable to man and to God. The thing wey corruption dey cause for Nigeria dey too much. Make we bone corruption. Make we speak against corruption, and make we start gidigba against corruption.
Na Priest Peace and Justice Initiative with support from the M.O.C.A.C Foundation bring una this message.
Welcome back. We are still here on your favorite program, Voice of the Priest Against Corruption, and I'm still in the studio with Dr. Ejiro. All right, Dr. Mark, what role can general overseers play to help in achieving the deliverables?
On the role of general overseers of Pentecostal churches in helping to achieve the results of the Shun Corruption project, one of the things I want to establish is the fact that general overseers or founders of ministries and actually pastors in various ministries are power brokers. I'm a student of power, and I am aware, that people hold various levels of power according to the classification. There is what we call visible power. Visible power has to do with, persons occupying positions either by election or by appointment. And church leaders definitely hold visible power within the church. If you want to do anything and you want something sanctioned, within the church, of course you will resort to discussing it and having the approval, of the general overseer or the head pastor of a church. So the head pastor holds visible power within the church and has a mandate to ensure that, sanity rules, that procedures are followed. That is within the church. There are also Pentecostals holding visible power in government. Okay, so Pentecostals who are holding positions, let's say in the House of Representatives or in the Senate or in houses of assembly or any other office for that matter in government, they also hold visible power and are supposed to use their knowledge and conviction as Christians, to do the right thing. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's your reputation at stake. And when your reputation is at stake, you also put the reputation of the entire church at stake. Why do people distrust, churches today? It is because some few persons who are supposed to be leaders of churches have misbehaved and have dented the image of the church. It's time we began to, redeem that image by doing the right thing and following the principles laid down by Christ himself. Another level of power is called hidden power. And who holds hidden power? It is power exercised from behind the scenes. So, with my husband as general overseer, for example, as his wife, I have hidden power, not because I am controlling him or he even succumbs to control, but because he loves me There are things I can say to him in the bedroom and persuade him to say, honey, this is what I think we should do. And he looks at me and he respects me and he's like, okay, you may be right on that. I'll think about it, So, and people who understand that relationship know how to, when they want something from the big man, they know how to go to the wife to say, please help us talk to him. The same way, if the woman is the one occupying a position, there are many times she panders to the husband's will because, there is love involved and there is connection, there is trust. And when my husband advises me to do a thing, I know he's advising me out of, love and interest for me. So I'm naturally going to listen to such advice. So such people hold what we call hidden power. And I tell you, my dear listeners and Pastor Chair, that pastors, ministers, they hold what we call hidden power. There are many powerful pastors that have access to the villa, for example. Many powerful pastors. So apart from the fact that our vice president is a pastor, somebody like Baba Adeboye, for example, can speak directly to the president. Oh, that is hidden power. To say, Mr. President, this is, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church speaking. He holds that power to be able to influence things. And he has such a wide influence because many of the people in government actually have a powerful pastor in their lives, to whom they listen. So how are we utilizing that position to make things right? And then there is the concept of invisible power. Invisible power has to do with the beliefs, the values we are taught or that we grew up with, the orientation that we have received as a people. Unfortunately, today in the wider society, we are raising children who no longer understand what corruption is because corruption happens and is becoming normalized. I always like to give the example of a child who was writing an exam to get into primary school. So this child was coming from a nursery school, writing an exam to get into primary school. I was teaching at the time. My first job after youth service was a teaching job. I was teaching in the secondary section of a school that had a primary section. And we heard that a child who was writing a simple exam to get into the primary section was cheating. What was it? Somebody had written the answers to the questions for this little child. And because the child did not know that it was wrong or it was corrupt to copy during exams, he or she openly displayed the already prepared answers and was copying from it and was caught. Now, ladies and gentlemen, who perpetrated this corruption? A teacher was involved, definitely. The parents were definitely involved. Monies must have exchanged hands, and this little child, who is supposed to be groomed to eschew corruption, is already indoctrinated in the process of corruption because he or she does not understand that it is wrong. And that is the reason why, we encourage parents to ensure that their children are brought to church early in life. One of the things that Orthodox churches, are very good at doing is ensuring that a child is brought up, from the day they are born and are taken to church and are conscious and are able to listen and understand. They are groomed in church from one level to another all through the life cycle. And that's one thing that we have decided to do in Palace of Priest Assembly. So we have a vibrant children's department, and then you move on to the young people's department, and then we have other departments, the youth group, we have women's groups, we have men's groups, and so on and so forth. All of these groups are actually targeted at grooming these children from the time they are born to understand the principles of accountability and transparency and other things, of course, as ingrained in the Bible. Invisible power has to do with your beliefs, your orientation. And it's been proven that a child that was raised or that is raised in church has a great potential to be upright even as they grow up. They may derail like every other child at some point, But because you have placed a moral compass in their hands from when they were small, that moral compass, those beliefs. So when a Christian child that was brought up in church is doing the wrong thing, he or she knows. General overseers have a mandate to train, to groom, to mentor followers, to serve as ambassadors for Christ. There is no compromise about that. And I'm also praying that people will take personal decisions to shun, to speak, and stand against corruption in their various corners. If we each do this in our various corners, definitely Nigeria will be better for it. Thank you very much again for the opportunity.
Amazing listeners. I'm sure you were glued to your seats and tuned to the station. Therefore, I urge you to tune in next week the same time.
You can reach us on all our social media handles. Twitter at Peace Priest, Instagram at Priest Peace Justice, Facebook, facebook.com/PPJ Initiative, website ppj.priestassembly.org. You can reach us on our website as well as phone number on 090-1733-2905. I'll take it again, 090-1733-2905. Until I come your way next week, my name remains Otive-Igbuzor, Shun Corruption.
Oga Pastor, this one way they look your watch, so hope all is well.
I don't late for one important waka, but thank God say they move.
No worry, make I just turn follow this side. I don't want track road. Carry your center there, sharp.
What did they do? Why you won't go follow one way?
Oga Pastor, make you take a music. Here no be church. See now, everybody they turn around.
No be everybody they turn, my friend. You fit turn now go cause another kasala for that side. Or even worse, cause accident wey fit kpai person. Every corrupt thing wey we do get the yawa way they follow am.
Pastor, which one we come become corruption again?
See, when you see something where you suppose no do, can't do am, that one are sin. Or for this case, corruption. No break traffic rule. No give bribe. No jump queue. My brothers and sisters, make we help Nigeria fight corruption. Make we dey accountable to man and to God. The thing where corruption they cause for Nigeria, they too much. Make we bone corruption. Make we speak against corruption. And make we start gidigba against corruption.
Now, Priest, Peace and Justice Initiative, with support from the M.O.C.A.C Foundation, bring una this message.
Yeah. Why my people just suffer? Corruption. Why we know we get like corruption? The rich be getting richer, the poor getting poorer. Tell me what's the reason? It's corruption. Corruption. But I will never be corrupted. Corruption. But I will never be corrupted. I'm in the building, about to get to schooling. Some of these ladies think we're foolish, so I had to do this. To let them know we know what they're doing. They promised to bring change.